Hey, what's going on, guys? Here's Apple Rose One here. Been a while, so I'm bringing you guys another video. Today we'll be talking about 60 frames per second versus 30 frames per second. This is gonna be more of a little bit more of a technical video. So if you guys aren't into that technical stuff, I'm sorry, but this is something I've been wanting to talk about lately, just because of my 60 FPS videos I've been putting out lately and my 30 FPS videos from a couple months ago before I started doing that. So here we got some Battlefield Hardline gameplay. I finally just got this game. I got it on Tuesday, the day it came out. I pre-ordered and everything. I just didn't open it because I had midterms to study for and everything, so I just put it away so I don't to get distracted, and actually surprisingly did fine on my midterms. This stuff comes, like, school goes before video games, that's for sure. That's a value that everyone here should follow too. So here we go. We got some Battlefield Hardline. I actually just opened it Friday, and now that everything's over and I'm able to chill out a little bit, I'm here to bring you guys another video. So here we go. So this is on Dust Bowl. This is the map they were playing on for in the beta, and I'm playing Blood Money. This is a new game mode where it pretty much is, it's like, the way I would describe it is, it's like a new game. It's kind of like Capture the Flag. Yeah, Capture the Flag. That's what kind of is, from, like, if we were thinking of Call of Duty or something like that. That's what it is, like Capture the Flag. Capture the Flag, where you have to capture the flag and bring it back. That's what this pretty much is, and the maps are bigger, so it's even harder to get back. So what you do is, there's money in the middle. You're either the robbers or the cops, and you have to grab the money and get it back to your vault. And either if you're cops or robbers, you're cops trying to get it so the robbers don't get it. If you're the robbers, you're getting it so you can steal it, obviously. So what you have to do is you grab it just like in what's it called, and capture the flag, and then you bring it back. Same thing. You can also raid people's vaults. You can take people's money, and when you go to the middle to grab the money, it's one of those, you can grab like a lot of money. You get little bits at a time. Like, it goes in it's like capturing a flag in domination or something like that, but it goes like 1 second, and you get a little bit of cash at a time. So you can go for like 10 seconds, then it'll fill up your whole bag. You have like a bag on the back. Your character will have like a bag on its back with money in it. So what I try to do, what I've been thinking of is trying out to do is grab a couple. Just go like a couple rounds, because if you just stay there and you're just like moving around, you're just sitting there, you're just a sitting duck waiting to get killed. And that's happened to me. The games before, I would just get killed because I would just wait for to get as much money as I can get. So here we go. I'm just getting a couple and I'm just bringing it back because it's safer. But the thing is, it's hard to get back too, because everyone's trying to get you, because they know that you're grabbing the money, and people usually snipe. They look at your position, your spawn area, and because that's where your vault is. Your vault's in each of your spawn areas, right next to it. So people are usually camping around buildings or whatever, or sniping, whatever they do, and then they follow you. Sometimes they even follow you, or they have a truck set up outside. A truck set up like with the machine gun, with the minigun on the attached. They usually do that and wait for you just to come out, and you pretty much have no chance unless you got like C4 or something like that, or an RPG. Alright, so let's get into the topic. 30 frames per second. So you guys know, I've been doing 30 frames per second ever since I started YouTube, and lately I've been doing 60 frames per second. Right now this isn't 30 frames per second. I think I'm actually gonna stick with 1080p 30 frames a second. You guys know I don't have the Elgato 60. This is the Game Capture HD, so it doesn't do 1080p 60 frames. The highest it does is 1080p at 30 frames a second. So let me explain to you guys, if you guys don't know what frames per second is. So it pretty much is movies, video, anything like that. It's not actually recorded video. Like, video is pretty much just stills or pictures that are put in a succession. Like, they pop up fast. And what happens is, like, if you have like 2 frames per second, it's gonna look like a slideshow, and it'll look really choppy, obviously. So for it to look like a movie, our eyes trick us pretty much to making it look like a movie. Like, it makes the moving photos, they interconnect them. Our brains do something. It has to be like 18 frames per second at least. That's the minimum. That's how a movie started out, like 18 frames, I think. And that's when your brain starts to perceive it as like a moving picture, like the video, obviously. So obviously right now we got 30 and 60, which makes it even smoother. The higher the frame rate, the smoother it looks. The more it looks like actual motion is not blurred or anything like that. So with the 30 frames per second, it's half of 60, obviously. So 30 is about half, and it looks okay. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I still like 60 frames per second because now YouTube's supporting it and it looks great. But I don't have the HD 60, so there's nothing I can do about that. I don't have any money or anything like that. I'm broke. I just gotta do what I got right now. But I think the videos look better in 1080p 60 frames per 30 frames per second, I mean, just because the quality is better, but the frames per second is a little cut. It's not a big deal, but the quality of the video is so much better, I think. Going from 720 to 1080, most people think it's not a big deal, but I have a bigger TV, so I can tell the difference big time. The difference between 720 and 1080 on my television screen here, it's like 40 inches. It looks significantly better. Because you can noticeably see the pixels on 720, and then once I bumped it up to 1080, most of the pixels are gone and it looks much more sharper. My other old TV that was like 28 inches, that thing I could never tell between 720 and 1080. The only way I can tell between quality is like if it was like 360, 480, then going to 1080 obviously. But I think I'll just stick with a 1080 30 frames per second. I just wanted you guys to let me know in the comments section below. I think 1080p 30 frames will stay, and maybe in the future if I get HD, maybe I'll do obviously 60 frames per second, and then eventually 4K will be here. And they're pushing 4K really hard. I've noticed lately. I went to Best Buy a couple days ago, and like I remember I went there a year or two ago. They had one 4K TV. Now they have like 20 4K TVs, like all on display, everything. They're pushing those things hard, but we're not ready for it yet. 1080p is still the standard, and 4K is not going to be the standard for a little while, unless they push it, which they are. So it could become much more of a standard, much more faster than usual. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to bring you guys a little update here. I'm gonna be doing a review of Battlefield Hardline 2 in the future. I gotta play it a little more. So far, I'm having fun with it, and I'm probably not gonna like quit it like I did with Battlefield 4. Because remember, Battlefield 4 had all those bugs in the beginning, like the no sound, glitched. It was like the glitch fest. It was like a beta when it came out, when you bought it. So that pissed me off, and that made me not want to play, even though I kind of like the game. I don't know why. It's just weird for me. But here I got this game. There's no bugs. I don't think great game breaking. I like how they delayed the game for a couple of months just to get it pretty good. I think those months paid off, because if they probably released it back in September, October, I think, the game would have been way buggy and everything, really buggy, and it would have all these glitches and all these stuff that would be going on. Probably no sound, because it's the same engine, obviously, but the same problems could come back up again. So that's it. So I'll bring you guys a review soon. 1080p 30 frames per second will stay. That's what I'm saying, unless you guys put in the comments. Maybe I'll change it, maybe, but most likely not, because I just like the 1080p. Because if I put it at 720p, I had to put 720p on my TV too. And I like the better picture quality on my TV, because I like to enjoy that. So that's it, guys. It's Apple Rules 1 here. Checking out. See you guys.